Hey, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. When freelancers are looking for work, job boards, bidding sites, and marketplaces like Fiverr are some of the first places that they go. I've talked about these platforms a lot on this channel, like in this video and in this video, but in this video, I want to focus specifically on Upwork. Is Upwork legit, or should you stay far away from it? Just to be sure we're all on the same page, Upwork is a platform that connects freelancers with clients. So businesses can go on Upwork and post jobs that they are looking to hire freelancers for, and then freelancers can send in their proposals for those jobs. Yes, I have personal experience with Upwork, so no, I'm not making any of this up. I'm going to tell you from personal experience the most important things that I think you need to know if you're still considering using Upwork to try to get paid as a freelancer. All right, let's get into all the juicy details. First, is Upwork a scam? No. Upwork in and of itself is not a scam. It's a legitimate platform, but some of the people using Upwork are scammers. For instance, I've had freelancers come to me and say that after holding up their end of the deal and, submitting the work, the client just ghosted and never paid them. To be fair, freelancers can just as easily ghost clients. Are there scammers everywhere? Yes, of course. Unfortunately, because of the nature of job boards and bidding sites and how low the standards are, they've made it a little too easy for freelancers to get taken advantage of. This is one of the reasons I'm not a fan of these websites. Inherently, they're not bad things. They're actually very good things because it makes it easy for people to find work. Unfortunately, they attract people who have the intentions of using them the wrong way. And very often it's going to be the freelancer who gets screwed in the end. One thing that you can do to protect yourself at least a little bit is before you work with a client that you met on Upwork, spend some time researching them off of the platform. Okay, go to their website, their social media, if you can find any reviews or testimonials for them online, look into those. Do your due diligence as best you can to make sure that this company is established and they're the real deal. Sometimes that's a very simple way to spot a scammer. All right, let's move on to the second thing. Can you make real money on Upwork? Yes, but it is very, very difficult. This is yet another reason why job boards and bidding sites, why I will tell you that they are such a waste of time. Again, it's not Upwork itself, it's the way people are using it. Here's the thing, these platforms, like Upwork, are very saturated. There are tons of freelancers looking for work, so that means that they're very competitive. And this means that in order to get hired, freelancers are willing to charge very little for their work because they're constantly undercutting each other. It very often ends up being a race to the bottom, and the freelancer who is willing to work for the cheapest is going to be the one that gets hired. Knowing this, what types of businesses do you think are actively utilizing Upwork to hire freelancers? It's businesses who are looking to have their work done for dirt cheap. They go to Upwork specifically to hire freelancers for cheap. And this cycle just keeps going and going. Because it's so competitive, freelancers keep lowering their rates, so clients know that they can get work for very cheap. And because they know that they can get work for very cheap, they're going to look for the cheapest possible freelancer. It never ends. There are professionals on Upwork trying to charge what they are worth, but they're gonna have a far harder time getting hired. Does that seem fair? It doesn't seem fair to me. Before recording this video, I wanted to see what Upwork is like right now because it had been a minute since I had really explored it. So I went through the process of creating a brand new profile, and I was just horrified at the types of jobs that were being posted there. What I did once I had my profile set up was I filtered the jobs for writing because I'm a writer. So I filtered it based on the US only and started sifting through the job postings that were up there, and it was honestly disturbing. This shouldn't be allowed, and Upwork should have higher standards for what clients are asking for in terms of money. There were job postings where they were trying to hire native English speakers to write for them for $2 an hour. This shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be a thing, and unfortunately, it is. And there are writers and freelancers in general who are going to jump at these opportunities because they think that this is the only way to make money. It's not. Now, is all of this to say that it's going to be impossible to make good money on Upwork? No. But knowing what I've now told you, how easy do you think it's going to be to get on there and find work where you can get paid $300 for a blog, as an example? It's not going to happen. This means you are going to have to be prepared to churn out an insane amount of work to make very little money. It's completely disproportionate. I also want to point out that sometimes people will try to refute this claim that I'm making by pointing out that in order to look for work on Upwork, you have to apply and be accepted. One note on that, my profile was accepted immediately. There was no review process. So I'm pretty sure Upwork is welcoming everyone and anyone with open arms, probably because they get a cut of your work. So it's in their best interest to get as many freelancers on the platform as possible. By the way, we're gonna come back to Upwork's fees in just a minute, so keep watching. The third thing you need to know about Upwork is that you don't own your profile. You don't own any of it, and this is really important. When you rely on Upwork for freelance jobs, you're actually putting yourself in a pretty vulnerable position. You don't own any of this. You don't own your profile. You don't own the conversations that you have through it. They do. They control it. You don't control anything. Now, it's probably true that you would actually have to do something wrong in order for Upwork to suspend your account. But do you even really want to take that risk? Do you really want someone else to have that kind of control over your business, over your income? Imagine you're using Upwork for all of your work, and that's where all of your money is coming. And then one day your profile is randomly suspended or shut down. You're done. Your business is done. This is the risk you run when you rely on anyone or anything else when it comes to getting paid work. You need to be in the driver's seat, okay? You need to be in control. Next, let's loop back around and talk about Upwork's fees. Yes, you have to pay Upwork to work. This is usually why freelancers will ask, is Upwork legit? Because there's no way that this isn't a scam if you have to pay for it, right? Not quite. Let's talk about this a little more. First of all, I'm gonna put up on the screen here, these are Upwork's current fees. I took them directly from their website. I'm gonna read this off my computer so I don't mess it up. For the first $500 you make, Upwork is going to take 20% of that. From $500 to $10,000, they're going to take 10%. And from $10,000 and up, they will take a 5% cut of everything you make. So the more you make, the less they take. All job boards and bidding sites are going to charge you some sort of fee per transaction or a monthly membership. They're running a business and this is how they make their money. So that in and of itself is not scammy. Does it suck though? Yeah. Do we not find it a tad odd that you are paying someone else so that you can work? It's supposed to be the reverse. And again, it makes sense why they charge, I get it, but the fact that they're going to take a cut of your hard-earned paycheck just doesn't really make much sense to me. And also keep in mind that in addition to Upwork's fees, you still need to pay taxes on whatever income you made from a client. So for example, if you somehow miraculously get hired to write a blog for $200, that $200 is going to be cut down very quickly. You are not making $200. Is Upwork legit? Yes. Is it the best way to get freelance clients? No, not even close. If people used it in a better way, it could be very different. You know, for instance, if freelancers didn't have to be so fearful of charging what they were worth because they knew they stood a chance to get paid that amount, it would be different. The standards would be higher. But like I said, we've entered into this nonstop cycle where freelancers know they have to charge very little because that's what clients are expecting. So job boards and bidding sites, yes, they're nice because they bring the work to you, but you have to lower your standards so much. It's just not worth it. Now, I've done an awful lot of complaining, but I'm also prepared to offer you a better alternative. So let's remove Upwork from the equation completely and talk about a better way that you can land freelance clients. I first built my business using cold emailing, which I still stand by. I will still say that it's a great way to land clients. However, for me personally, I noticed I was becoming worn down because cold emailing is largely a numbers game, and I was having to source so many leads and send so many emails just to close a few clients at a time. Cold emailing still works. I was just looking for something a little more efficient. And that's how I arrived at the process that I use today. So it starts with LinkedIn cold outreach, not cold pitching, cold outreach. So I connect with other professionals on LinkedIn who work for a company that I'm interested in writing for. Again, I'm a writer, and I start the relationship there. Once I connect with them on LinkedIn, I get their email address and we take the conversation to email to get more into the details of possibly working together. So if they want to see samples of my work, we talk rates, I learn more about their needs and their goals and their pain points. That all happens on email. After that, I always get on a phone call or a Zoom call with them so we can hear each other's voices. Sometimes if it's a Zoom call, we both turn our cameras on. And again, we're building this relationship and establishing trust and authority. By that point, if I've made it that far in the relationship, the next step is to send them a proposal and ideally close the deal. This is obviously a very condensed version of the process, but I think the most important piece of the puzzle is this. It works because it's built on a foundation of establishing relationships. I form real, genuine relationships with people with the goal of helping their business succeed. I don't come at it selling. This is what I tell my students. Help, don't sell. So kind of shift your mindset and become obsessed with connecting with people who you are confident you can help, and reach out and just start a conversation. Don't focus on selling, focus on helping. And if you can kind of reprogram your brain to look at it like that, you might actually find that landing clients as a freelancer is much more manageable than it felt before. Furthermore, because with this process, you are bypassing your competition, you're not going where all the competition is, like Upwork. You're able to better position yourself as an authority, which means that you can charge a lot more. The start to finish formula is what I teach in Revenue Spark, and it's all about setting up professionals for sustainable long-term success. If you want to learn more about Revenue Spark and what it's all about, comment below with Spark and I will reply and connect with you in the comments section so we can talk about maybe getting on a call. If you only walk away from this video with one thing, I guess that's two, with one thing, it's this. You do not have to settle for the rates that you see on job boards and bidding sites, okay? I promise you there is much better out there. High standards are good. Stick to your guns. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, be sure to do that and click on the notification bell so you never miss my new content. And I'll see you guys in the next video.